Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show with Mike and T. What up, T?
Hey, man.
How are you?
I am all right.
Hanging in there?
I am indeed.
Good.
Feeling pretty good today, actually.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice day.
Yeah, sun, you know, a little vitamin D, you know. Once you get that D in you, it, you know, changes everything.
Everyone needs a little D in them from time to time, you know?
Days like this, absolutely.
Yeah. I had a busy day, man. I was running around like crazy. My folks flew in because I'm having surgery on Friday.
Yeah, caretakers. Your caretakers came in.
I wasn't going to put that on you.
No, no.
It's bad enough that Cece's probably going to have to be in your care for at least part of it.
She's going to love it.
Oh, yeah. She loves the tea.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually took her to the airport with me to pick my folks up. And I don't know.
How'd that go with Bob?
Oh, he's fine. He loves Cece as long as she's not
in his house.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. He's a dick about that. But,
fair enough.
But anyway, Cece was all excited. But so I've got her in the back of the car, and it's one of those. I fucking hate the airport the way it's set up because it's like, you know, nobody pulls up and it's like your person's waiting right there. It's very rare. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like they weren't supposed to get in until 3:45. Well, coming from the west to east, you always pick up time. So I get a text at like 3 o'clock. They're on the ground, and I'm like, gee.
Yeah. You've pulled that on me a couple of times.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, well, you're just early, you know, like I'm planning on leave to go.
Oh, yeah, I thought you
figure,
meant
okay, you got to get, you know, by the time he lands, he gets to the gate, he gets off the plane, he gets his luggage, you know, you're talking at least 15, 30 minutes generally.
And DTW, Detroit Metro, is the worst airport I've ever been to in my life as far as getting your luggage out. When I go to Phoenix, my shit's like literally... by the time I get downstairs to it, my luggage is already out. LAX is the same way.
They
San
were just
Francisco is that way.
Best airport for fan experience, I think it was.
Who?
DTW.
Really?
Yeah.
Fine, whatever. Right. But it takes fucking forever to get your luggage, is my point. Mm-hmm. And you know, I just don't seem to have those troubles at other airports that I go to where it's like, your stuff is going to be at Carousel 4. And then you wait at Carousel 4 for 20 minutes before a thing pops up and says... scratch that. Your shit's going to be at Carousel 2. And you're like, fuckers. You know, but anyway.
I had one time that I got off a plane, you know, went straight to baggage claim.
Yeah.
And my shit was there.
Yeah.
Already coming. I mean, like, there. Like, already coming around. It was full. Like, that
happens at Phoenix regularly. I've had that at LAX. I know people have nightmare stories about LAX. I've never had a problem at LAX. And I've really in either San Francisco or San Jose airport. Seems like the shit is, if it's not already out, it's quickly coming out, you know? The taxi from land, it's an hour to taxi from when you land to get to wherever your gate is in Detroit.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it's like, oh, don't everyone move. Don't undo your seatbelts. We got a good 40 minutes of fucking slowly making our way somewhere.
Landed in Toledo.
Yeah,
drove
exactly.
The rest of the way.
Yeah, and drove 5 miles an hour the rest of the way. And I'm probably being a little harsh on them. But the other problem I have with the airports is you're just there to pick someone up. You're not trying to be a dick. You're not trying to clog up the fucking lanes. It's like... he's going to be out in 2 minutes. He's just so-and-so, you know, my folks, they've been on the ground for an hour. Mm-hmm. So they're going to grab their bags and come out. So I pull up and I'm like, well, I haven't heard from him yet. So I park behind a cop car, right? There's a bunch of cars. It's not that busy. It's the middle of the afternoon on a fucking Tuesday.
Sure.
And so I'm like, okay, I'll just stay out of the way. Let me just stay out of the way. And I pull behind a cop car and I can see a cop down there and he's making all kinds of gestures.
Oh, yeah.
He's yelling and pointing. I'm just ignoring him. Like, you want to walk over here and talk to me? Fine. But this idea that you're going to be 50 yards away and screaming at me, oh, my dog needs my attention. I'm turning around, ignoring him completely.
Sorry, sir. I'm legally blind.
Yeah. So finally, he gets close enough. He's like, you, blah. And so I just fucking floor it. And I fucking whip around him and I pull up. He's pissed. He is not happy with me. So now he comes walking. I'm just looking in the mirrors. I can see him storming up and blah, blah, blah. He's like, roll down the window. I'm like, hold on. Pause what I'm listening to. Slowly roll down the window. He's like, was that necessary? I go, was what necessary? He goes, the reckless driving you just did right there. I go, was it necessary to be screaming at me from 50 yards away to move? I'm trying to stay the fuck out of the way over here. He's like, you think you can just pull up behind a cop car? I was like, Yeah, it did. He's like, where on earth can you just pull up behind a cop car? I'm like, this is news to me, pal.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this rule that you can't.
I wasn't pulling you over.
Yeah. I was just trying to stay the fuck out of the way. He goes, let me see your ID. I'm like, fine.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he's getting all huffy and shit. And then I felt like a dick. He's trying to direct traffic.
Sure.
Cops get enough shit from people. They don't need smart asses. But you just know it's coming. And I'm just like, dude, leave me alone. I'm not blocking traffic. I'm trying to stay the fuck out of the way. Don't make me do the 3-mile roundabout to get back over here. I'm literally 3 minutes away from leaving here. So, fine. But I was in a shitty mood. And he didn't help. But he's like, I'm not going to give you a ticket. But you can't pull behind a cop car. And, there's people walking through here and out. You can't floor it and go around. Blah, blah. I was like, you know what? I'm sorry, man. Whatever. He's like, here. Give me my shit back.
I'm sorry. I'm picking up my parents. You'd be like, oh, I got you. Okay, man.
My bad.
Take it easy. Yeah.
Well, he had to announce his presence too. He's like, oh, I'm Officer so-and-so with, the PD. So
airport police.
Airport police, which I don't know what that means. Because if it was security, it'd be like, get out of here, dude. No, then no. But he's a cop. Maybe he's wearing police shit on him. I think he had a gun on him.
Yeah, I think they're actually police.
He was definitely police.
Yeah, they're a brand of the police. But whether or not I think he probably can write tickets. It's probably it's because it's federal, maybe. So they're like their own little entities. They got to have their own. He police
did
department.
Say something like Detroit Metro Police, something or other, which would make sense then.
Yeah.
That it's.
Because it wouldn't be Belleville or whatever. Romulus, police patrolling that. They have their own.
Yeah. And I don't know why I was in a shitty mood when I pulled it, because I just knew. I'm so used to how this is going to go down.
Yeah.
They act like such Nazis when it's like, you know what, I'm just going to hang back for a couple minutes until I get the call. I'm not going to block 4 lanes. I'm not going to fuck over everybody. I'm just trying to stay out of the way, and I'll be on my way as soon as I grab someone,
Yeah.
Which is but they never want you to do that.
No, exactly.
It's like you just want me to just keep doing laps, miles
You're supposed
at a
to pull
time.
up when they're there. That's it. Get out and go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then they don't offer you any spot to like pull over and just be out of the way.
Well, yeah, they're called cell lots, is what it's supposed to be.
What is that?
It's like off. I mean, it's like a mile away. There's a couple of them.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
supposed
not
to
doing
park.
that.
Well, I understand that, but that's the point. Is that you're supposed to park there, and then when they go, okay, we got our bag, and then you pull up, and then they're actually standing there when you pull up.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be. They're called cell phone lots.
Yeah. I didn't even know those existed.
No, I did for the job down near the airport for a while, and every morning going down 275, like going towards the airport, there would be like a cop and everybody going 70 miles an hour. And everybody would be slow the fuck down. Nobody would pass,
Yeah.
And we must be on the exact same schedule because 3 or 4 days a week, I would be behind this cop again. What the fuck? And at one point, I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit. I'll pass a cop at 75. Go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? And no issue with that.
Yep. I did that too on the freeway.
So after a few times, I get up and I realize it was an airport cop on his way to work. Like, oh, you have no jurisdiction here, sir. So for the rest of the time, whoa, everybody's like, oh shit, because nobody knows it's not a real cop from behind in the morning. I was like, fuck off.
Well, I was on I guess Southfield Freeway, and there was some obstruction in the road. Like my Waze was telling me, like, hey, is that
there's a body in the road?
Is there still a car on the road? And it wasn't held up that much, but it's the same type of thing that you're talking about. There's a cop with his lights on in the middle, like someone's broken down literally in the middle of the fucking freeway. And so as I pull up, he's leaving. He's leaving the scene. Well, now everyone's driving like a fucking asshole because, well, we got to do 5 miles an hour. Otherwise, this cop's going to arrest us and maybe shoot us.
Right.
And so I cut this cop off. I was just like, because the guy in the left lane that I was behind was that pussy.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
stay back here behind the cop.
Yeah, just behind the cop.
No matter what. If the cop goes 40,
he's going to see all my drugs.
I'm going 38.
I'm like, no. Fucking floored it right around him. I'm like, dude, no. I have no problem buzzing around a cop, too. I think it's worse when you act like you're hiding something from a cop.
I remember when there's a great Ziggy. Remember Ziggy comics?
Yeah.
They were just like little one, picture comics, basically.
I'm trying to
the thing.
remember what they were, but I know the name.
The gist of it was like 2 cops sitting in a car, like clocking thing, and all the cars are going by, and they're just a blur. There's like one car in the middle that's like going slow, and I wonder what he's hiding.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is. Anyway, so yeah, thankfully he didn't give me a ticket because I wouldn't have wanted that either. But I apologize to him. I was in a shitty mood and kind of acted like a dick, which I really don't like doing to cops. They've got enough shit on their plate than to deal with an asshole.
Sure. Could you imagine if you got the ticket, but and then just blew it off and didn't pay it, and then forgot about it, and then like went to go take a flight, and you pop up, and there's like a warrant for you.
Yeah,
only at the airport. You go down to the airport jail.
That would be my luck.
Sorry, judge won't be until Monday.
Yeah,
you're gonna be with us for the weekend.
It's a 4-day weekend, so settle in, son. Yeah. Anyway, well, they made it home safely. And,
excellent.
Yeah,
you'll be in good hands, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can't believe the amount of phone calls I'm getting, the amount of shit I need to fill out, the amount of everything.
Yeah.
It's like I just don't remember it being like this. Like I'm getting calls from like this hospital group, this fucking doctor's office, that doctor's. They want me jumping through hoops and, oh, we didn't get this paperwork from this doctor of yours. I'm like, well, call them.
Your global referral? Are we waiting on a global referral?
No, we're not waiting on a global referral, but it was like, I need to get, my doctor needs to sign off, my primary care and my cardiologist for obvious reasons.
Sure.
So they need to run me through a couple tests and make sure everything's okay. Everything was great. Everything's great. But then it's like, oh, we haven't gotten anything from your cardiologist. I'm like, we'll call him again.
Yeah.
Fuck, you have more pull than I do. Your doctor's office to doctor's office.
Yeah, this call that you just made to me could have been to them.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
And then now I have to call them, and they have to call you. You should have just really streamlined this process and just called them.
And when you call, there's a special number like, oh, if you're calling from a doctor's office, press 2.
Get on the hotline.
Yeah, they're getting right through. So instead of me sitting on hold for 40 minutes, which I did the other day, you could just buzz right through and be like, hey, we didn't get this referral that we need. Can you fax it over? Leave me out of this.
Yeah,
I just want to be left alone. But no, I just don't remember anything like this before.
No, I've only had a few surgeries, but I don't remember it being that complicated.
No, I don't either. I had a knee surgery once, and I had my gallbladder removed. Oh. Now, gallbladder was like, oh shit, we're taking that out right now. Like I went in and didn't leave until it was taken out.
Right.
So that it wasn't like there was 2 months lead up, and maybe that's the way it is. No,
I don't think so. I mean, mine were all scheduled.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't had any emergency surgeries.
But now it's like I have another call tomorrow. They're going to,
Maybe it's because I have real insurance and you have Obamacare.
Yeah, right. No, I have good insurance, actually.
I know, I'm kidding.
It's just,
Just a jab.
Fucking nightmare, man. Yeah, Obamacare. Ugh. It was interesting last night. It was our first night back with power.
That was so nice.
Yeah, it sure was. So
my bed with heat.
Yeah,
Delightful.
Felt the same way. But I got to watch, there's been such a big dust up about, was it Kevin McCarthy who gave access to the January 6th footage from the Capitol to Tucker Carlson.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And it was like, yeah, Tucker Carlson gets it. And it's like 44,000 hours of stuff. Now, a lot of it is just an empty room, which is just on a loop. So it's not like there's 40,000 hours of constant commotion. But, we got the January 6th committee. Remember that? It was all Democrats. We had 2 Republican and, name only rhinos.
Republicats.
Yeah, who were never Trumpers. So it was like, well, there was a couple Republicans. It's like, no.
Bipartisan as you get there.
Yeah, totally. You kicked off the actual Republicans and you brought in Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, who were never Trumpers. So, yeah, you had 7 people on this panel, and you got to do your big show trial in prime time. You got the ABC News producer to make it all fucking slick with graphics and blah, blah, blah. So you got to cherry pick that video and go with your narrative. And this was just backing up your narrative. So you were able to take 5 minutes from here, 1 minute from there, and use that to bolster your narrative.
Right.
So, Tucker Carlson's been bitching for 2 years going, what's going on here? Why can't we see the footage? Right? Yeah. There's an easy way to go, oh, yeah, this is a hidden door where people sneak off to in case of emergencies. It's easy to block that out. So you don't have to go and make it some big national security issue. So he's bitching around. Well, Kevin McCarthy, they get control of the House, and they're like, yeah.
Sure, here you go.
Here you go, Tucker, enjoy. And so he put a fucking whole team of people that have been scouring out 40,000 hours of content to see what was really going on there.
Yeah.
And so last night, he's had it for a few weeks now. Last night, I flipped it on, and he was finally showing some of it. And it was rather interesting. And it's just...
That would be interesting to see, start to finish, simultaneous camera angles type things. I mean, not just this bit, make it look like it was all... So to watch how it started, how it progressed, how it evolved, devolved, whatever, how it ended, all of that. Not that I want to watch 44,000 hours to figure that out.
No.
But to be able to see it actually start to finish, would be interesting.
Well, there were so many lies that came out. Officer Brian Sicknick was murdered. The deadly insurrection was the narrative, right? Brian Sicknick was smashed over the head with a fucking fire extinguisher and died. And they had like a special funeral for him. What presidents are showing up and all this shit. Turns out not even remotely true. The guy died of natural causes like a day later, had a stroke. Stroked out, had nothing. So anyway, someone like Tucker's going through the footage and like, okay, we found Officer Sicknick. Here he is. He is supposedly dead by an hour at this point. This is a dead man. Mm-hmm. He's already been murdered, right? And here he is, walking around, doing his thing.
We all knew he died the next day or 2 days later or whatever it was.
He stroked out a day later.
But they made it sound like it was, like he was fighting for his life for 2 days and then,
and then succumbed.
Couldn't hold, succumbed to his injuries.
Right. Which is just nonsense. And some of those papers, the New York Times and whatnot, had to come out and retract and say, okay, he died of natural causes. Well, damage is done. Yeah. Like if you just wanted to believe that narrative, the first pop is the one that matters. So make that one bullshit, lie, and then when you retract it a year later,
nobody gives a shit.
No one gives a shit.
And if you retract it the next day, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You could retract it in the first sentence of the article, and it wouldn't matter.
Right.
Because most people won't read it.
Right.
The headline is all that matters.
Yep.
And it's already done. The damage is done.
What was the one the New York Times did? I'm trying to remember. It might have been about a year ago, where they buried somewhere. They took something back, but it was like paragraph 32. Oh, yeah. Do you remember that story?
Yeah, something. They
can't remember what that was, but it was like, they finally retracted it. Like, as if people are still reading this article 6 pages deep. Yeah. Give me a break. And to your point, most people read the headline, maybe the first paragraph, and then got all I need to bolster my argument, So Tucker goes on and shows this stuff. So virtually every moment at the Capitol is on tape somewhere. You can imagine. So the tapes show Capitol Police never stopped Jacob Chansley. Okay, now Jacob Chansley, QAnon shaman.
Okay.
He's the guy with the buffalo hat.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
The war paint. Hey, bro.
Right.
Hey, bro.
Yeah. The poster child of January 6th.
Exactly. The poster child of January 6th. Well, it's really interesting to see these new tapes. And they have Jacob Chansley all over him. And he walks in. He literally has a police escort with him. And there's a couple cops with him. And the cops are like showing him around. And he's like, all right, man. Never violent, never breaks a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
He's literally walked into the fucking building and he's just strolling around, like taking selfies. They're trying to get in this door. Oh, that door's locked. Well, let's try this door over here. 2 cops escort him. Comes around the corner and he's just walking with his stupid face paint and his fucking water buffalo helmet on and his
that's what reminds me of the Flintstones.
Yeah, exactly.
Loyal Order of Water Buffalo.
They walk by a conglomerate of 9 cops. They don't even look up. He's like, no, excuse me, officer. He's just kind of weaseling through. At any point, they could have grabbed him, thrown him down on the ground, and arrested him, for whatever. That dude's doing 4 years in federal prison. 4 years.
Right.
Holy shit.
Seems legit, right?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? Criminal trespass? Is that what we're...
I don't even know what they charged him with. And maybe it's just because he's the face of the thing.
Yeah.
But that doesn't fit the narrative of like these unruly, violent protesters, insurrection, deadly insurrection.
Yeah. Well, that's what when I say that, I would like to see it in its entirety, because there were incidents, there were things,
yes,
so I would like to know where those were, how they ended, how, you know what I mean? Because, it doesn't all add up. But you can take those little bits and pieces, be like, they stormed the Capitol. Like,
those people that are breaking the windows and coming through those broken windows, throw them in jail.
Of course.
Absolutely no problem with that. In fact, I know there's probably plenty of liberals that will hear this and think we're just, or me especially is just trumping it up for the right. No, I literally don't know anybody, like off air or on air, that thought January 6th was a good thing.
Definitely.
Okay, we're all on the same page. Horrible. Those people that broke windows or vandalized someone's office, go to jail. I say the same thing about Antifa rioters or BLM rioters. Fuck them all. You have every right to peacefully protest. You start breaking shit, you start getting violent, you go to fucking jail. Start sending some messages, okay? That's how I feel about it. January 6th is no different. But that QAnon shaman guy in face paint, of course, that's the guy that's going to be on every newspaper in the country because he looks so absurd.
Yep. So you have to, exactly. They had to make an example out of him.
Right, but they're making example out of tons of these guys. So many of them are just locked in a prison somewhere in D.C. In solitary. And he was interesting because I think he's like an extreme vegan or something. So they're trying to like work out his dietary restrictions and but I honestly, I mean that when I say it. I've never had a conversation with someone who was like, I would never say this on a microphone, but that was fucking awesome. Yeah. No one. I don't know anybody.
And the problem too is that, okay, if Tucker has all this and what he obviously can't show 44,000 hours, and I don't whether or not he's going to be able to show it and do anything with it, whether it's under investigation, if that's proprietary and you can't show that thing. I don't know. I assume they can. There's been enough of it shown.
The
footage of aside from anything that might be compromising.
And even that, he didn't have any restrictions on that, which was what the blow up was.
Showing it.
Right. Yeah. No. I know. Okay. Even that, they were saying he could literally show anything he wanted, which was the argument being made by the left. If you listen to Joy Reid or,
Good thing I don't.
You're right. But if you listen to them, their big fear, total horseshit as it was we're going to compromise like secret doors and passageways. And, oh, my God, you're trusting Tucker Carlson with that? And why wouldn't they give it to all outlets? It sounds like there's a way that all outlets could get it, by the way. It doesn't fit their narrative. What is MSNBC going to do or CNN?
Yeah, right.
They already had their show trial.
They just want to
on primetime television. They're not going to go weeding through 40,000 hours of footage to now come up with a different narrative that doesn't fit the one they've already been talking about. So now it's just pretend like, oh, Tucker Carlson gets all this footage and we don't. They should make it available. It is. It is available to all of you. You can all apply for that, and every media outlet that wants it can get it.
Let's get it.
Yeah, we should apply for it. I want to file with 40,000 hours. But if you think, by the way,
it'd be cool to get it. What's it come on, like a disc?
I don't know. I don't know. But if you think for a second that Tucker Carlson is going to be that reckless, like he's one of the few news guys, journalists, like had his own
Wait, did you just tell me yesterday that
company.
He's not a journalist? When did we just have that conversation?
He is, but he's not.
Busting your balls a little bit.
No. That's fine. Hannity is in no way a journalist.
Right.
He is strictly a personality. Tucker Carlson is more of a personality, but he does have that background. He started media companies. Mm-hmm. He knows better. And if you think Tucker Carlson is just going to recklessly release, secret passageways to the Capitol, I find that impossible to believe. Yeah. I just do.
There's no benefit
Prove me
level
wrong.
of that. It doesn't do his side or anybody any good for doing that.
And they seem pretty buttoned up with the stuff they're releasing. I can say that as someone who's watched enough of them to know how they operate.
But even if he puts something together and puts it out, it will get zero traction. It will just be slammed as edited.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's almost irrelevant.
True.
That's fine. Great. Go ahead. Give it to Tucker Carlson because it's easy to discredit.
Right. because it's Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
We don't
Fox
have
News,
to give you,
regardless. It doesn't even matter. Fox News.
Yeah, we don't have to give you a single example to back up that claim. We just say it, and then it's reality. And the useful idiots who listen to us will believe us. That'll be enough for them. And so that's the reality. So the New York Times initially claimed in a report that Brian Sicknick, was killed when he was struck in the head with a fire extinguisher by rioters. Boy, what a story that was. And they wanted that. They wanted Officer Sicknick to have had his skull crushed by rioters in MAGA hats. That's a much better story for that side's narrative. Much better. The newspaper later retracted that report after an autopsy found he died from a stroke the following day. Capitol Police released a statement in April of 21 saying Sicknick died of natural causes. Okay, so that's his team saying that.
Right. Well, technically it was because there was no injuries that sustained it, but they'll still try and say that the stroke was caused by the stress induced from the day before. Oh, it's just a coincidence that the man, a healthy, young man with no health issues whatsoever, dies of a stroke the next day.
Yeah.
Of course it was from January 6th.
Right. They went on to say that this does not change the fact Officer Sicknick died in the line of duty, courageously defending Congress and the Capitol. The Capitol Police claimed in a statement, the attack on our officers, including Brian, was an attack on our democracy. It was not an attack on democracy. I'm sorry. I know you want to say that. I know some of you may even believe that. This idea of an insurrection, I'm sorry. It just... Show me the weapons. So when they say violent insurrection, what they're talking about is the same thing we saw with the trans stuff when they ripped that flag guy down off that guy's post.
And he had a spear.
He had a spear now.
Yes.
Same thing.
Weapon.
Those were the weapons they're talking about. So there were no guns. So this would be the dumbest coup attempt in the history of probably the world. Honestly, if you're talking about coup attempts or insurrection where you're gonna overtake democracy and all this shit. Hilarious. Yeah. So all these people showed up to overtake the government and keep Donald Trump in power, yet none of them showed up with a weapon. Awesome. Hilarious.
Even let's just say that was the plan. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I'm going to say, let's just say it's planned for argument's sake.
The plan was what? An insurrection?
An insurrection to overthrow the government, right?
Yeah.
So let's just say 1,000 people storm the Capitol, and they don't have weapons, but it's enough people that they can overtake everybody in there.
Yeah.
They lose some people along the way. Some shots get fired.
Sure,
yeah. Ashley Babbitt? Was she the one?
Very good. Shots fired.
So, but let's just say they get in, they overwhelm, they take over. Fuck you gonna do now?
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you just... the fucking big hat dude's now the president?
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Or he's the vice president because he's going to put Trump back in power?
Right.
As if the country would be that weak.
And all of a sudden everybody's just going to listen to them?
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're your leaders now.
Yeah.
This election is no good and Trump is in office. Oh, okay.
You can almost see that same attitude in the video, like when they're being held back and they've got those what look like bike racks, holding people back, and they're shaking them the barriers, and then it busts through, and then they fucking they go running to the doors, and cops are holding the doors open for some are breaking windows, and then they get inside, and it's like, are they going to slit the throats of everybody they find from that works at the Capitol? No, they basically got in.
Keys?
Yeah. They basically get in, and then they're like, so what's the plan now, guys?
Yeah.
Now we're in.
Start taking selfies.
Selfies.
And shit. Right.
Selfies.
We're in.
Yeah. So,
well, we didn't say it was a well planned insurrection.
Yeah. Using the term insurrection is so laughable. And like, how weak do you think your country is that 1,000 fucking dipshits are gonna like overtake your government?
Yeah. Well, it's not about the probability, it's about the intent. If that was what they actually, even as poorly organized as it was, if that's what they thought they were going to do on some level, then that's what it is.
Well, I'd love to know more about why, when people were asking for backup days before, Trump did and someone else did, were calling for
they didn't get any.
The National Guard, and they didn't get any. And Pelosi apparently had to make that call and refused. Up until the day of, they were still calling for that. So why, Washington, D.C., and specifically Capitol and the grounds around there, very common to have 1 million people on the grounds, for whatever event is going on. They're able to handle that. So this shouldn't have been...
Millions a lot.
Millions a lot. But yeah, you can have that when you've got an inauguration going on and you've got 1 million people there.
Has any inauguration ever had 1 million people?
Well, I know they've had hundreds of thousands of people. Hundreds and hundreds.
The Million
Man March. There were 250,000 people there for the Trump rally that day. So my point being, they're used to having gobs of fucking people. Yeah. And they can handle them. And crowd control. It's what they do. So
But it's generally, a peaceful crowd, that not a riotous crowd.
Yeah,
so it's
not always, and that shit can go south quick.
It can, but historically, there has not been one yet.
Yeah.
At least there. That has been. So it's one thing to have a bunch of people there controlling peaceful people that are there for an event.
Yeah.
It's different to control people that are there with an intent.
And I think there's some credibility to the argument that, hey, the cops here, when the barriers get pushed down or people are coming through the windows, why don't you tackle the QAnon shaman as he's walking through the rotunda or whatever? There's an argument to be made like, hey, we're better off keeping an eye on things.
Don't light the fuse.
Let's not light this fuse.
Yeah.
Let's not throw this guy down in cuffs and have
everybody
200
go,
of his.
Get him!
Yeah.
No, exactly.
You don't need
and
that
that's smart.
shit.
That's totally legitimate.
Yeah. And I don't have a problem with that, but I just look, I'm all for it. If you can show me evidence that there was some sort of like intent of a coup, like I need more than someone like yelling "Hang Mike Pence." You know what I mean? Like,
sure. But okay, I mean, just to play devil's
dumb
advocate
people
on
say
that,
dumb shit all the time.
But what does breaking into the Capitol mean? What is that saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but you're saying I need to know that that's what they were trying to do. Well, the flip side of that is, well, they were breaking into the Capitol. They were storming the Capitol. So, but what do you mean? What else were they doing? They weren't coming in to take selfies. They might have got in there and went, now what?
Now what?
Right.
Yeah. But doesn't that say we didn't really have a plan? This wasn't some coup attempt or some insurrection where we're going to overthrow the American government. Like that to me is where I draw the line. I don't have any problem with arresting people. I don't have a problem with fucking fining people or throwing people in jail.
And now the reality is that there probably were some people there that had that intent on some level, right? Whether they wanted to go,
Ray Epps.
Go fucking, kill Pelosi, or fucking hang Mike Pence, whatever it was.
Yeah.
There was some fucking radicals there that probably on some level, would have gone to the wall.
Yeah.
But the reality is that entire fucking crowd was not. And so it wasn't everybody was there for that.
No.
You know what I mean? And when mob rules and things happen, people get caught up in the frenzy and react. And so there was a ton of people that, and maybe those first people that were breaking windows and trying to get in, that's what they were trying to do. Maybe it was a small group. Maybe it was one guy. Maybe it was the fucking CIA. I don't know.
And believe me, I watched the documentary I think that HBO put together about it. And it's like a couple-part, a 3-part documentary. Terrifying. There's no doubt about it. When those cops are holding the door and you've got a mob of people.
I mean, it's one thing if it's like you're talking about dozens of people. You're talking about thousands of people.
And that is scary as shit.
When you're the last line of defense there trying to hold that door closed, and when that door comes open,
all hell's
going to break
loose.
Yes.
Could.
Right.
You don't know, but you can't take that risk.
You have to assume. I mean, you have to assume. It will. Otherwise, why are you holding the door? Why are they trying to break the door down?
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Like you have to assume that's what's going to happen.
It just seems like if
Do the
you
old
really
fucking Olay, open the door and have them all like fall onto each other.
Yeah. Well, it just seems like, with as many people were calling for the National Guard, this could have been handled so easily. This just wouldn't have been that big of a problem. They wouldn't have gotten out of the starting gate.
Yeah.
Had you done that. I'd love to know why those requests weren't
those are
honored.
Legitimate questions. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like
if you
were
had
you
National
looking
Guard
for
posted all the way around there,
Yeah.
that it has an entirely different tone.
100%.
They don't even fuck around. But yeah,
which is what they would have done in the past.
You have basically desk cops in there.
Yeah.
And not that many of them.
Yep.
Then you feel strength in numbers. And, and you get that mob mentality and you get whipped up into a frenzy.
How do you feel about
you had to be whipped up into a frenzy enough just to fucking be there.
Yeah.
On some level.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I would never go to something like that.
Absolutely not.
I would never go to see Trump speak.
Nope.
Or Biden speak or any of these politician assholes.
Yeah.
Never. I wouldn't go see any of them. Do you think it's fair that the QAnon shaman, like, it doesn't seem like equal justice in.
Oh, not on any level, no.
You know what I mean? Like, and I get it if I don't like the idea of sending a message like, oh, yeah, we're going to send a message. Like, you hear that in court cases, like, oh, they're going to make an example out of you. It's like, how about we don't make examples? How about we just do what would normally happen to somebody that's broken this law?
Exactly.
What is the normal play there?
If they have all this footage, they know the actors. They know the principals involved. They know the people that were fighting with the cops, that were violent, that were breaking windows, that were instigating all that stuff. They know exactly who that was. And they know the people like Shaman, and that most of the people that were in there were just tourists.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Now,
they were there. You know, you can argue the fucking legitimacy and legality of them being in there, you know, whether it's a trespassing or whatever. But intent matters.
Yeah.
And like you said, if the video clearly shows that guy not being violent at all, being with cops, you know what I mean?
But we knew that before.
Well,
I didn't even need to see the video.
I understand.
I heard enough of him speaking.
Yeah.
He's that guy. All right, man. Yeah.
Sure.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
But he's that dude.
So, I mean, if they just want to take it and be like, if you cross that threshold, if you came inside, then everybody is treated the same. You're all guilty of the same crime. Yeah. It's not really the case. You know?
But then you have to ask, like, okay, in that guy's case, if cops, we've seen that video, if cops holding the doors open, and they're not like, hey, everybody over here, come in, but you're holding the door open. Yep. I thought he said, like, I legit thought it was okay. They let me in. Like, they let me in. I had cops with me. They were showing me around.
Right.
I didn't realize that, you know,
I said, there's a lot
whether
of
you
different...
believe that or not, I don't know
either. Exactly. That's why I said to be able to see it all would probably, not that I want to spend the time to do it, but it would definitely answer some questions. And it's not like everything happened at one specific spot. There's doors and entrances all over the place. There was a lot of different scenes going on. And you could make the argument, like you said, the cops were like, all right, well, it's not worth fucking fighting. Like, here, just if you're going to come in, come in. Don't fucking trash the place. Don't kill us. Just come on in.
Right.
But that doesn't really seem to be the case there either.
Yeah.
So... But again, why would?
But I don't like the idea of someone's political view. Like, you're not always going to be in power. Republicans or Democrats or Green Party, God forbid, whoever is there in charge now has to take extreme care of that, understanding full well that whatever you do can be done to you as well. So you're not always going to be in power. Believe it or not, you're just not. So when you start setting precedent like this, like, okay, I'd like to see a lot more that this cat did. 4 years in a federal prison.
Yeah.
4 years.
Well, how many people have been sentenced already? Yeah,
a bunch. I don't know.
I mean, 20, 100?
Probably 20-ish.
Okay.
But, you know, there's a backlog of ones. But you just get the feeling, like, if you spent 1/100th of that energy going after the Antifa rioters or Black Lives Matter rioters, 1/1000th of the energy trying to track them down. You know, don't give me this shit. Well, it's dark. I couldn't tell who it was. Or no, that's not how law enforcement works.
They didn't have billboards up for looking for people,
right?
After the riots.
Exactly. Exactly. So and there's another story here that is along those lines. This, I don't know if you've seen this, but 150 person mob of Antifa rioters, terrorists, they'd call them, descended into Atlanta's Cop City construction site.
I did. Yeah. Cop City. I was going to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Before hurling Molotov cocktails, destroying machinery in the newly released aerial footage of Sunday's riots. The group, filmed by a police chopper, they've got heat-sensitive cameras. As they march through scrub and woodland around the Atlanta Public Safety Training Center before unleashing havoc, setting fire to power lines, Police protecting the site are forced to stand off as the mask-clad attackers overrun the site, which has been a hotbed for Antifa violence since last spring. Officers are then pelted with rocks, fireworks from these thugs, many of whom who came here from outside of Georgia. Atlanta police released footage on Monday, hours after revealing 23 people had been charged with domestic terrorism over the riots. Good. I don't have a problem with that. Among those charged are attorney for the hard-left Southern Poverty Law Center, one of their lawyers.
Yeah. Hey, way to get your hands dirty, boy.
Yeah. And several serial protesters. Astonishingly, the Southern Poverty Law Center has now claimed the arrest, which followed the outrageous violence, were a heavy-handed intervention after a months-long escalation of policing tactics. Yeah.
You should have heard the spin on NPR of this.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
It was fantastic.
Was it?
Oh, yeah. Well, which is funny because that's why I wanted to look into the story because I wanted to know really what it was. It was, that this, first of all, that they're building this thing in the only urban forest in the area, which is why they're protesting it, first of all. That they're ruining the forest.
Sure.
It's fantastic.
Right.
And then
in Georgia.
Yeah. And then having this facility is going to lead to more extreme police violence and killing of black and brown people.
Yeah.
But that's just an automatic.
Yep.
Right. That's what this is going to do.
Because that's what the stats say already anyways.
They killed they killed somebody. The cops killed a
Venezuelan protester.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
And then that they went to they were all meeting somewhere else. They were having like a rally where everybody was at, and then the cops went over there to go get everybody. I don't know exactly how the story, but they were calling it a music festival, where they went to get these festival goers, is where the police went over to, which was their like rally.
Yeah,
I'm like you can't even be fucking serious. This is coming out of your mouth right now.
Yep.
And then when the cop, the sheriff or whoever said. That most of these people were outside agitators, is what he called them.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
these weren't local citizens.
Yeah,
protesting
they were probably
against
bussed
this.
in and paid by
Exactly. He goes. These were outside agitators,
right.
And the response to that was, you know who else they called an outside agitator? Martin Luther King. I was like,
yeah,
oh my God.
Yeah, you're comparing yourselves to Martin Luther the King.
Wow.
Yeah, it's incredible. So
you've
got
be
this.
Fucking honest. That's all. You know what I mean?
No, those days are long gone.
Holy shit!
They've got a narrative to push.
Yeah. Yeah. Just when I heard it, I was like,
I wish someone from the other team would get into office and just strip their fucking funding. You want to do state funded media, and you're going to play it
Trump
so hard one way and not the other. Go fuck yourself.
That's why Trump stripped a bunch of money from public radio.
Yeah.
For that reason.
Yep.
And now they beg for money like they used to do it like once or twice a year because they have fundraisers.
Yeah.
Now they do it like every 3 months.
Yeah.
Because they need more money.
They need more money. So basically, if you're not familiar with the story, and I'm not super dialed in on it by any stretch, but so you've got this training center. It's a cop city training center, which you would think, if these people were being honest about police, like when you talk about defund the police, you're either talking about a radical move where we don't want police at all. We just want fucking mob rule, anarchist rule, which is great for the little guy.
Sure.
Right? The little guy's not going to ever get run roughshod over in that scenario. We saw how that worked out in Chop, where you basically had fucking Mad Max take over within 24 hours.
Right.
You were carding people that came in, guns everywhere. It became the murder capital on planet Earth in a week, right? That's the reality of it. When you have no fucking real setup and you just let fucking anarchists take over, that's what happens.
Yep.
So you've got this police training center. Now, if people were being honest, one of the things you're asking for is good policing. You want proper policing.
Okay. There should be more funding, more training, more,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the more you put into that, so they didn't like this for exactly the reasons. That's the excuses they're using. The exact ones that NPR pointed out to you is, having this training center here where it's just going to produce more cops and that'll be more murders of black and brown people. It's like, okay, you might want to open a fucking FBI stats book before you start making wild claims like that. Okay.
Oh, no. They're hunting black people these days.
Right. Sure they are.
That's what they're
sure
doing.
They are. So yeah, the SPLC has and will continue to urge de-escalation of violence and police use of force against Black, brown, and indigenous communities, working in partnership with these communities to dismantle white supremacy, strengthen intersectional movements, and advance the human rights of all people. So they're still pushing that fucking, these narratives. Arrests were part of an ongoing state repression and violence against radical environmental justice protesters. This is the SPLC trying to say that, oh yeah, our lawyer was there to just to legally observe.
Of course.
Yeah, that's how that works. So this guy says, let's see, another protester was charged, Timothy Bilodeau, a former teacher, some Massachusetts School Science of Creativity and Leadership. I don't know what the fuck that means. I think he's an engineer, but in a gushing biography of himself, Bilodeau writes, I'm not just a musician or an engineer. I'm an aficionado of learning in all forms. Leveraging the power of humor, joy, curiosity, and collaboration, I seek to build self-confidence so students can more effectively express themselves and solve problems in any area of their lives. Okay, kid, these people need to get a fucking
What are you doing in Atlanta there, buddy?
Yeah, exactly. What is Manuel Paez Terán doing there?
Collecting a paycheck.
Yeah. You know what? Venezuela is a shit show, okay? How about you go back to Venezuela and deal? Oh, you can't. You're dead now. But if you could have. Yeah. So the cops do a raid. He's a Venezuelan environmental activist and non-binary eco-anarchist.
Eco-anarchist.
We're going to miss him. We're going to miss this one. So he's inside a tent. Now, this is the...
I got to figure out, like, some titles for me.
Yeah.
I don't... Because just cis white males, it's not cutting it anymore.
It's not.
Like,
Neither is he, him.
They're going like next level with this shit. Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna
eco-anarchist? Non-binary eco-anarchist?
I promise you I'll be some sort of anarchist.
Yeah.
I'll figure out what that is.
Would he be former non-binary eco-anarchist at this point?
Yeah, he's just former.
Everything.
Person.
Like all titles.
Yeah.
He's former.
He's former.
Formerly known as.
Identifies as.
Yeah.
Were.
So they had Stop Cop City. And they had an encampment. So they just set up all these tents.
Oh, the music festival.
Yeah, the music festival. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. So Mr. Terán, Manuel, was in one of those tents at 9 a.m. Georgia State troopers go there with a raid on the encampment. During the raid, a cop is shot in the pelvic area, right?
Shot in the dick.
Yeah.
Oof.
Cops encountered a tent. They gave verbal commands for a person inside to exit. Terán did not comply with that command, and cops say fired first.
Okay.
So, hits a guy in the dick area, cop in the pelvic area. So, I don't know exactly where. They don't want to say, but... So, cops return fire.
As they should. With a
Mr.
hail
Manuel,
of bullets, I would imagine.
Mr. Manuel...
The tent's not going to give you much shelter there.
No, no, it's not.
Manny.
Yeah, no, it's not. Sorry, Manny. Paez Terán. Mm-hmm. He did not walk away from that.
No.
He did not have a Kevlar tent, right? So protesters dispute this. Say, of course. He would never fire at the cops. He's just a peaceful,
Where'd the bullet and the dick come from?
Yeah, he's just a peaceful, non-binary eco-anarchist. Mm-hmm. He would never. Forensic ballistic analysis determined the bullet recovered from the officer's wound matched the handgun found on Mr. Terán.
Oh, ironic.
Yeah.
What are the odds of that?
Crazy how that works.
What are the odds of that?
The problem is with your narrative, folks, these eco or whatever anarchist level they are, they're never honest about any. They want everybody else held to this extreme standard, right? And I agree. We should hold people that hold power accountable for their actions. They should be held to a higher standard. But these people, we can watch the videos, we can watch the body cam footage and go, oh shit, they should have shot him 4 minutes ago. Yep. You put other people's lives at risk by waiting 4 minutes to shoot that piece of garbage.
Showing the restraint that they showed.
Yeah,
they're still just wrong.
They're wrong. Yeah. And it's 100% wrong, and they're devastated that Manuel Paez Terán is dead. They won't admit, you know what? We set this up to be a peaceful
protest. This is exactly why we don't want Cop City.
Right.
This right here.
Right. But if you can't even honestly go, you know what? Look, I still believe in the cause. I still think cops are pieces of shit. However, when Mr. Tran decided to fire a fucking gun through the tent and hit a cop,
Yeah.
I don't know what you would expect to happen.
I'd say he fucked around and found out.
He did. The hard way. Rest in peace, sir.
I don't have a whole lot of empathy for that.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. A lot of people. So all I would say is with these people, when you're talking about throwing Molotov cocktails, when you're talking about firing guns at cops, when you're talking about bricks and rocks and frozen water bottles of piss that you're chucking at these people, if they want to behave like that, I have no problem with you beating the fucking dog shit out of them.
Yeah.
And throwing them in jail and lose the key for a couple years.
Sure.
You know what? You know how people learn? When you bail them out within 24 hours and they didn't even have to come up with the money on their own.
Yep.
They just
Cool.
do a thing and
I'll do it again.
They walk in the fucking police station crying the whole time, and then they walk right back out and join the protests and riots again. You take a few of those people and you go, no. You absolutely have every right under the First Amendment to protest peacefully.
Yeah.
You do not have the right to flip cop cars, throw Molotov cocktails and bricks. You don't have the right to block freeways and major intersections. Those are not part of peaceful protests. Right. So when you do that, you're going to have to understand that action's going to be taken. We will not put up with this behavior.
Sure.
Your message is getting totally lost by people that would maybe be willing to listen to you or be sympathetic to your cause. The vast majority of those people that are like, let's hear them out. They obviously are upset about something. Let's hear them out.
Yeah.
You start chucking Molotov cocktails, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's when when a protest becomes a riot and then becomes looting. You've lost everybody. Like, okay, you were protesting. Like, let's talk it out. Let's figure this out.
Yeah.
But when it becomes that, like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So I mean, fine. You might have been mad about something, but now we're mad about that. So
yeah,
piss off.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But back to your original point about that, of the double standard in a way, is sure. And the people that were violent and that were actually detrimental at the Capitol, yes.
And there's plenty of them.
And there's plenty of them. There's punish them to the fullest extent of the law, hold them accountable without any question whatsoever.
What is
but
that?
These other people that were just fucking there, that's like that's like arresting everybody that was there. Not the people that threw the Molotov cocktails, not the people that, just shot the fucking dick of the cop.
People that broke the laws.
Yeah, right. Just being there is not, because that's part of the peaceful protest.
Right.
Because a couple of bad actors, ruin it. I understand that most of the peaceful protests, and I wholeheartedly believe most of them intend to be peaceful protests. Most of the people there on some level.
Until the sun goes down.
Right. Well, and then, exactly. But then that's usually not the same people either. And there's sort of a changing of the tides.
There is.
Yeah.
So then make an example out of that then.
Well, no, you're absolutely right.
I'll be crystal clear about this. I do not think everybody that's part of a BLM protest or rally is a terrorist. Right? That organization has been taken over. We all agree Black Lives Matter.
Of course.
All of us do.
Oh, God, I thought you were going to say all lives matter.
That too.
They do.
That's crazy, but yeah.
A little tone deaf, but sure.
I do not think that everybody that shows up at a Black Lives Matter protest should be thrown in jail and throw the key away.
Right.
No. I mean, find the ones that are lighting businesses on fire.
Exactly.
Find the ones that are trying to fucking, bomb a fucking police station like they did in Portland, or a courthouse like they did in Portland. They should all be thrown in prison, not jail, prison. Yeah. You don't get to behave like that. I don't care how upset you are about something. Whitey, by the way, can you get less? Most of these people are in their early 20s and fucking white. Who are you people? Most of them have rich parents. They've all got degrees in something. Mm-hmm. Why are we tolerating this?
Mad as hell. They're not going to take it anymore.
It's what you don't see. Now, black people have definitely engaged in some of the looting and whatnot. But when you're talking about Antifa, these are overprivileged white assholes for the most part.
Yeah. Wow.
Right?
From everything I've seen, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those are the videos we see.
Yeah.
Those are when they finally rip their fucking Guy Fawkes masks off them. Yeah. It's like, here's the 18 people that were arrested, blah, 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 or the 18 people with Bolo out. They're all fucking purple-haired, blue-haired, green-haired, white assholes.
And they look pathetic in their fucking mugshots.
Yeah, duh. You would think black people would be like, you know what? Enough, assholes. We have enough
Stop
issues
talking for us.
Yeah, you don't speak for us, okay? We're fully capable of speaking for ourselves. Don't act like you're on our team and then raise holy hell because it reflects poorly on all of us.
Well, that's across the board. Talk to the Native Americans. Are they the ones bitching about the Indians?
Yeah,
and
right.
The Redskins?
No, it's overprivileged white assholes.
Exactly.
Is what it is.
So it goes across the board. It's not just on that level.
Yeah, true, but they're the ones getting the most press these days.
Yeah, right.
You know.
Hey, the crew at Zott Ford and Holly are jonesing to help you get a brand new Ford, all while delivering exceptional deals and a world-class experience. Right now, you can lease a new loaded 22 F-150 Super Crew XLT as low as $292 a month for 24 months, or a new jammed-up 22 Explorer XLT as low as $333 for 24 months. And if you tell your friends over there that TDC sent you, they're going to throw in $500 worth of accessories at no charge for your new F-150. And Zott Ford's still paying $2,000 over your appraised value when you lease or buy a new Escape, Edge, or Explorer, but only if you know the name of Eric Fady's favorite little critter, Tony. Finally, Gabar and the team are still going nuts and offering 0% financing on lots of new in-stock vehicles. So go ahead and check out their voluptuous inventory and dazzling deals at dealsonthed.com.
Hey, we haven't spoken much about Mr. George Kelly.
Okay.
74 years old. He's the rancher down on the border in Arizona.
Oh, that shot the trespasser?
Yeah.
Okay. The chick.
Some would say.
Was it a chick?
No, I don't think it was a chick.
Oh, okay.
Now, Mr. Kelly is an American citizen, rancher down on the border, has a elderly, he's 74, so he has an elderly
himself?
Yes. But he has an elderly and sickly wife.
Okay.
And ever since, I don't know what changed, but, all of a sudden there's a bit of an influx of illegals on Mr. Kelly's.
Coming through his ranch?
Yeah. I don't know what changed that made that happen, but something, I don't remember. Who can tell?
Yeah.
But there's been a bit of an influx of them. I feel really bad for people
He
down
seems
in
to
these
have
border
noticed.
towns. Yeah. So he was initially charged with, he's pled not guilty, by the way, to second-degree murder. Initially charged with first-degree murder.
Really?
Yeah.
It's premeditated,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess if you get your gun and you go out and you say, I'm going to go shoot that motherfucker, and you shoot him, then I guess that is premeditated murder.
It would be.
Yep.
However, at what point does the castle doctrine kick in?
Well,
you know what I mean? Like, you have a right to protect your property.
Yeah, you also have to be, right, you have to be threatened. And you have to.
Oh, not always.
Yeah, I mean, technically.
Depends where it is.
Technically, yes. I mean, you have to be, it has to be a threat. Like, you can't shoot somebody in the back either, shit like that, even if they're on your property.
I think it depends where you are. I think Texas has a little bit different rules. Yeah. Now, he's in Arizona.
They might have different judges, but I don't know if they have
no, but if you go
different rules.
If you go storming up to someone's door, I think you can, no questions asked, just be like,
well, again, that's, yeah. But I don't know. Was this person even was it on his stoop? Or
no.
Was this out in the field somewhere? This is somebody that was just yelling at him?
This is a very confusing story. Yes,
right,
initially we heard that he was threatened. Now, I think someone's past matters. Mm-hmm. So if you go, this guy has no history at all.
Sure.
No criminal record, no history of goddamn fucking hate them goddamn Browns.
Nothing.
No, not at all. And believe me, if they could find that, we would be...
You would definitely know.
We would know, for sure. So he was...
Thank God the old man doesn't have Facebook.
Yeah, right? Oh, God. All he'd have to do is post a fucking picture of an American flag, and that'd be enough.
It's enough.
Goddamn
exactly.
racist.
Right.
So he is believed to have shot Gabriel Kuhn Butimia.
Oh, that's why. I was confusion over the name.
What?
Gabriel.
Because
I think you said Gabrielle the first, and when you said it the first time,
oh,
so I thought, shit.
No, did I didn't say his name the first time. No,
Yeah,
George Kelly.
No, you did. Yeah, you did. Because that's why I was thinking it was a chick. Because I think you said Gabriel.
Oh.
Or Gabrielle. You said Gabrielle, and I was like, oh, it's a chick? But no, it's a Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Like Gabe.
Kuhn Butimia. He, the migrant, has been deported multiple times, of course. Mm-hmm. So we're comparing Mr. Butimia and Mr. Kelly.
Yeah.
One has a right to be on said property. One absolutely does not, and has been told many times he does not.
He's persistent.
Yeah, sure. Judge Thomas Fink set Kelly's trial date for September 6. Kelly's attorney, Brenna Larkin, said, "We cannot try this case in the press or in any place that is outside of the courtroom." And also said the defense is confident that Mr. Kelly is an innocent man based on his long history of law-abiding behavior. He was released from prison February 24th on $1 million bond. His defense, this is where this is so weird. The defense is now saying, at first we heard he shot him, and this guy was threatening him.
Yeah.
Now he's claiming, or has been for weeks or months, look, I was only firing warning shots into the sky. I didn't aim the gun at anybody. I didn't.
Then what? One came back down and hit him? Like, in just the freakiest accident of all time? He was shot in the top of the head?
It sounds like he was walking his property later, long after this incident happens, and finds this immigrant dead on his property.
Well, ballistics should be able to tell whether it was that bullet or not.
I would think so.
That should be easy.
He only fired warning shots into the air and not at any individuals. Kelly told this to investigators, saying he found Boutimia's body on his property hours later while checking on his horse, claiming he saw men with AK-47s on the property.
What,
That
men?
would be, yeah,
Okay.
because there were like 3 or 4 people. This guy just happened to be hit with a bullet and go down and die.
All right.
So, but there were other men coming across that border with him on this guy's property.
Yeah.
And he's claiming they had AK-47s. That would be terrifying. If someone was walking through your backyard
Sure.
with AK-47s, not speaking a language you know,
Now, let me ask you this.
be a little weird.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If you have, I'm guessing this old man either had, whether it be a rifle, a shotgun, or possibly a sidearm, a pistol.
Yeah.
One of the 3, right? And you see multiple men coming on your property with AK-47s. Do you fire warning shots in the air? I'm not sure that's the move.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know what you would do.
You know, because then you're
But if
severely
is there something wrong
outgunned
with
here,
going,
sir.
Go on, get.
Well, no, yeah, well, yeah, but like I said, you're severely outgunned here.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It says
that's like bringing a knife to a gunfight.
or a gun to a gunfight.
Yeah,
I mean, if they each
a
had
little,
guns.
a little gun to a big gunfight.
Well, I don't know what he had. I don't know.
I'm betting he wasn't coming out with an AK.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah. Well, he absolutely could have been, though.
He could have been.
I don't
Possible.
know. You would think they would say.
Yeah.
Did they?
I'm
they
sure.
say
I
it
mean,
was
listen.
a
I'm sure the
shotgun?
rancher. He's got an old. But I mean, I picture this guy with a an old Winchester rifle.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, a shotgun,
Larkin, I believe, was
6-shooter on the hip.
Yeah. Larkin was the attorney, right? Brenna Larkin. Larkin said in court that her client is being framed by human traffickers interested in securing their route through Kelly's property and aiming to use his case as a warning to others who may wish to challenge them. I could see that too.
Definitely.
Absolutely the least likely thing that happened in this case is that Mr. Kelly randomly decided to start shooting at random people, saying there was a large incentive for witnesses to come forward and lie after succumbing to pressure from traffickers. Kelly's arrest comes as illegal border crossings continue to increase, with an estimated 5.5 million
Holy
crossing during President Soup's administration.
Holy shit.
Dude, that's how you change a country.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
for real. I know
But I mean,
there's a term for that, and they'd call you a racist for even acknowledging that.
Yeah.
What do they call that?
But but they're not. I mean, they're not here legally.
Right.
So I would say they can't vote, but apparently they can. That's
Some
the
places.
fucking most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Like, no, you don't get to say what goes on in this country if
Yeah.
you're not a fucking member of this country.
Right.
You know?
But
Like me showing up to the country club, being like, I think we should change the layout on 17.
yeah.
Like, who the fuck are you? I live down the street.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
You don't even live on the
Yeah,
course.
we're
You're not
paying
even-
members here, dickhead.
Yeah, beat it.
A la taxes.
And I've watched enough of these videos from, Bill Malugin was covering this for a local Fox affiliate in Los Angeles and then got picked up by Fox News because his reporting was that good. It was that fucking good. I knew it the very first time I saw him. I was like, oh, shit. Yep, this guy's on top of it.
You know it when you see it.
You know it when you see it. And I saw it with Bill Malugin right away. But his reporting has been spectacular. Showcasing, like, here's what you're looking at. Here's what's going on. Here's how these guys are reacting to what's going on. Here's why they're reacting that way. Here's what the law, like, he'll break it all down. And it's like this migrant push, like to radically, how many years does it take of adding 5.5 million people to a country's population before it's not a country that you recognize anymore?
I mean, that's a number.
It's a big number
in a short amount of time.
Yeah. And
that's not even close to the totals. That's just in what?
So that's
2 years?
What you're aware of too.
Right.
Gotaways, they don't even know.
Yeah. Not even close.
No. And estimates are what? That there's the estimate that politicians have thrown forever. Which is hilarious because they've been throwing that 11 million number out for years and years. And as if 11 million illegals in the country total was a number they picked out of a hat in 1990, and since then, there's been none.
Yeah.
We're just sticking with 11 million. Yeah. That number.
What's as many that come in, the rest die or leave or whatever. It's
right.
Just
Sure. So that number could be 30, 40, 50, 60 million people. Who the fuck knows? Yeah. Now you add 5.5 million more.
Yeah, in 2 years.
And they're not like. What is the incentive to come? Usually, how immigration into a country works is, you do a background check on someone, right? You don't just walk into fucking Poland.
Right.
You don't just waltz into Germany. How quickly they going to throw you on your ass if you think you're just going to waltz into fucking Australia? No, it doesn't work like that. They're going to vet you and go, what exactly do you bring to our fucking country?
Yeah.
You're just going to be a colossal drain on our country? Fuck off. No, we get to pick who comes in here. That's how immigration works. You don't just take whoever shows up at your door.
We're a country club.
Yeah,
that's it.
Exactly.
We get to pick who gets to be members and then pay to belong.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't like it, pick another country. Oh yeah, you can't. There's not another country on earth that will let you just waltz in.
Yeah, you can't just.
No one
sneak
can.
in.
Not even Canada. Canada won't allow you to do that.
Nope. But
ridiculous.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any issues.
Let's see. I got so many.
Well, this part of the show is brought to you by Janet Davis Cleaners on Woodward and Berkeley. It's family owned since 1938, and they offer free pickup and delivery. They use only the best environmentally friendly cleaning methods, meaning it's guaranteed odor free. They have an intact button guarantee, so no broken buttons for you. It's a full-service dry cleaners for casual clothes, work clothes, wedding gowns, sheets, comforters, duvet covers, tablecloths, and more. You can visit janetdaviscleaners.com or call them at 248-543-0340. Mention TDC and get $20 off your first home pickup for new customers only.
Hey, a school lunch lady from Connecticut has been accused of sexually assaulting a student at the school.
Okay. Oh, man,
lunch lady?
Yeah, there's probably got to be some decent ones out there, but it just doesn't.
No, you think of Farley dressed up as...
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As the lunch lady, whatever. But we all had a lunch lady.
I know.
At some point.
Yeah, well, I've had multiple lunch ladies, and they were just...
horrific.
Yeah.
Almost made you not want to eat your lunch.
But again, goes back to the fact that I don't remember having any hot teachers, so maybe we're just in the way wrong area.
Well,
that's what we get for being in a place focused on education.
Well, this chick... Her name is Andy Rosafort.
Okay.
Andie.
All right.
Okay.
Like a McDowell.
Yeah. She's 31.
Okay. Good start.
Good start. Great start, right?
Yeah.
She is alleged to have sent some nude pics via Snapchat to a 14-year-old.
All right. What was the last name again? Rosafort? Boy, it comes right up.
Yeah.
Faster than McDowell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I don't know if you're pulling the picture up for others to see. But
yeah. Okay. I'd
big
see
fucking
it.
win.
I'd see it.
Big win.
Yeah.
Right?
I
was going to hold off on the picture, but...
Oh, fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what we're dealing with. I mean...
Because I wanted to get all the details out there and then go, not your typical lunch lady.
Okay.
Because,
sorry.
boom.
Well,
no, don't worry about
alert.
it.
I had to have this picture in my head before we got through it.
Yeah.
Because
You're picturing a fat bitch in a hairnet.
Exactly, which was ruining it for me.
Yeah. So she apparently sends nude photos and videos to a teenage boy over Snapchat over a 6-month period and fucked him.
Oh, girl.
Rosa Fort is alleged to have sent her first nude image to the boy by first asking him, "You want to see something?"
Yeah.
A friend of the victim told her parents, who then reported the suspected sexual assault to the police.
Oh, loose lips sink ships. I'm telling you.
Dude, what are you doing? You told a friend, not only that, you told a girlfriend?
Yeah, that was, what are you doing?
What are you thinking? Of course she went and ratted to her mom and dad, who immediately called to fucking make sure this ended.
Right?
Outrageous.
Unbelievable.
Rosa Fort had been...
Have we not learned anything? I mean, anything?
No.
Unbelievable.
You know what? I would have failed this test too. I wouldn't fail it now.
That's my point. Well, age, I guess, plays a factor in that.
But see, well, you wouldn't have failed this exam when you were 14.
No, I wouldn't fail it now.
No, of course you wouldn't fail it now.
Yes.
But you wouldn't have failed it at 14 or 15 years old either.
No.
You wouldn't. You might be the only person I know that I could say that about.
Sure.
Right?
Probably true.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
Yeah. And it's just the way you're wired.
Yep.
Like, I would have fucking ran to brag to you, like, day one. Dude, Mrs. Rosa Fort. Fuck, look at that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would have. And then been like, don't say anything.
Yep, that's exactly how it happens.
Yeah, but you would have fucking not told a soul, and then I would have been mad at you 30 years later when it finally came out.
Right?
She'd been communicating with the victim for 6 months. At one point...
Her attorney looks like me. He's got the halo like me up there.
Oh, is that her there in the middle, too?
Yeah.
God damn it, I want to see nude pictures of her.
Yeah.
So, you want to see something. When the boy replied asking, so she's like, yeah, you want to see something? And then sends a nude picture of herself to this kid. The boy replies asking, did you send this picture by mistake? She was like, no, here's a second one. Boom. Nude picture.
Okay.
Gamer. This is Gamer Girl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she knows what she wants.
The woman is alleged to have also sent videos of herself masturbating to him over the course of several months. She asked the 14-year-old to send her nude photos of himself in return. She used to go to his sports games and send him videos of himself playing. Like, I'm watching you.
All right.
Investigators found a shirtless picture of the victim.
Victim.
Hilarious. That is adorable.
Isn't it?
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
They're calling him a victim.
Right.
Oh, shit. So they found a picture of the victim shirtless on her phone.
Poor guy.
They say, let's see, the teen had been at a party and told his friends that he had to leave because I need to see my family. Mm-hmm. They're like, what?
Wait, no. You hate your family.
Hold on. You're at a party right now. We're all fucking boozing it up. And you need to leave because you need to see your family? Even his idiot friends were like, hold
Wait
on.
a minute. Where are you going?
Yeah. His friends felt something was off with that.
Sure.
I bet they did. When he returned, his friends felt as though the boy was acting strange. Yeah, he just blew a nut at 14 years old. Of course he was. It was then that he revealed what happened between him and the lunch lady and that he'd left the party to go bang her.
Yep.
Yeah. At some point, your boys are making fun of you for wanting to go hang with your family. I mean, how much needling can a 14-year-old take before he's like,
well,
you know what? Eat a dick. I was banging the lunch lady.
Yeah, well, I mean, to a certain degree, yeah. But you should have come up with a better fucking line in the first place.
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. Got to think about that. Think that through a little
And congratulations. You're never going to get it again.
Yeah.
And she's
It's
going to
over.
prison. Yeah, exactly. You could have milked that gravy train all the way through fucking.
Told a girl?
And he's what, 14?
Yeah. Details from the arrest warrant show how the victim had sexual intercourse in the vehicle, but that he ended the encounter because he began to feel weird about it. All right, something's off with this kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's the story.
Yeah. The boy told his parents 2 days later after feeling very weird and guilty. I mean, he must be a strapping young fella. I mean, if the 31-year-old lunch lady is interested
I mean, obviously,
in him,
she's a middle school, lunch lady. So
Yeah.
she's limited in her reach.
right. Well, 14...
That's middle school.
Yeah, it's middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's middle school as fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
But, yeah, who knows? Maybe that's her thing. And, I wonder, was he the only one? Or is this
That'll
thing
come out.
and everybody else? Well, no. Has everybody else been able to shut the fuck up and enjoy it?
Yeah.
Or is he the first one to take it down?
Well, they're going to beat his ass when they see him. If that's the case, and there are like 5 more guys on the roster,
Right.
that have been fucking,
Yeah.
going merry-go-round on this bitch for the last year, and this idiot fucking ruined it for all of you.
Yeah.
You sent our piece of ass to jail, you
You're
moron.
fucked.
What's the matter with you? She turned herself in last month, posted bond. She was released on the condition that she have no contact with any minors other than her own children. And she's no longer allowed on social media.
Aw,
That's hilarious. Like how they can go, no, you can't go on the computer anymore.
I know.
It's so weird.
Right.
She's been charged with several offenses, including sexual assault in the 2nd degree, use of a computer to entice a minor to engage in sexual activity, injury or risk of injury. Come on.
Yeah.
You're not claiming that the 14-year-old is somehow injured, do you?
Psychologically.
Yeah.
He's the victim.
Yeah. We all remember what it was like to be 14.
Yeah.
Yeah. Victim is not the thing that jumps to mind. Right.
How much remorse? do
Lotto
these guys
winner?
got?
Lotto winner comes to mind.
Yeah. Sure.
Right?
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Picked you.
Luckiest kid alive.
Yeah. Just
You know?
picked you because, right. If this is some 50-year-old fucking bag,
Yeah.
then, no, let's turn that shit in. Look, get the fuck out of here. What
Yeah.
are you doing? This one, like,
Oh.
I'm listening.
Yeah. Impairing the morals of a minor. 14-year-old male is all I need to say.
Right? Since when is morals a crime, though?
Yeah. Impairing the morals?
Yeah, that's that one.
Of a
seems-
minor?
seems like a bit of a stretch.
Can you impair the morals of a non-minor? That
don't
sounds
know.
like you talked someone into doing something they wouldn't have done.
That sounds like they wanted to add just another charge on there somehow.
Yeah.
What can we get it for? Just
She's
being-
pled not guilty. Hopefully she gets a male judge. If she
Right.
gets one of those bitch judges, whew, she could go up the river for this. If she gets one
What
of
if
those,
what if she gets a bitch judge that's got a thing for young boys?
well, yeah, that would work too.
possible. It's
But it's going to be
possible.
hard for that to
See?
come out. She's going to have to fake it.
Well, I know, but she's not going to say it. Like, oh, this is a abortion of justice.
Can you imagine if she gets some fucking 65-year-old fucking white-haired judge up there, and as they're just going through the details, he just keeps going, nice.
Yeah, right?
He's just muttering under his breath.
Fist bumping the kid.
Yeah.
You still got him?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need
Fucking A,
that.
man.
We're gonna need all of these administered as evidence here.
All the videos go into Exhibit A. All the pictures go into Exhibit B.
Okay. I need to examine this evidence in private in my chambers. The court is adjourned. We're gonna take a 14-minute recess.
We're going to take a 14-hour recess. He's just got cocktails with the bailiff going. Just back there knuckling each other like, nice.
Fucking
Nice.
DA, prosecuting attorney, fucking the guys from the jury.
Yeah. You guys want to check this out? I mean,
All the women from the
and
jury,
dude-
you're dismissed.
keep in mind, this is a mug shot.
Yeah.
No one looks good in their mug shot,
No, that's true.
for the most part.
For the most part, yep.
Nobody looks good in a mug shot.
Yep.
That bitch looks strong. That's a strong pull in her mug shot.
I scoured. I can't find any sort of full body.
Really?
Yeah, but
I wish we knew who that 14-year-old victim was.
yeah, right.
Hit him up right away. Call him up and see if we can get just even one video.
Put a FOIA in.
There you go. He's a minor.
Yeah, he's not naked. I don't care. Keep his shirtless picked out.
Yeah, I don't want his shirt.
She's not a
You
minor.
can have it. Yeah, she's far from a minor. Oh man, she's gonna struggle even to get a lunch lady job in the future with that shit. Though.
Yeah,
you know.
right.
Poor
She's got a future in OnlyFans though.
You know, speaking of chicks, bangable ones. Obviously, we like those the most.
That's my favorite. It's
Yeah.
my favorite kind.
Remember that idiot that was going to be President Soup's disinformation czar? She's saying that
Oh, the one singing the
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious
Yeah,
about misinformation.
right.
House Republicans, see, your team's not always going to be in charge. And now Republicans are in charge of the House. And they're like, you sit there, time for a little subpoena action.
Okay.
So that's where we're at now. But I want to shoot this broad in the face. I think she's a liberal, woke idiot.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd bang her or not, though. Can you pull her up there, T? It should be that first video there.
That's not it.
No.
thank God. I was going to slap you for. Oh yeah, that's right.
Remember this idiot?
This bitch.
Let's play it.
Okay.
There's something so smug about this that I don't even think I'd hit it. Honestly, I don't.
You know,
I mean, maybe a few beers in, maybe that could change. But
it just looks like a port in a storm right now, like little beep boop.
Yep.
Just the tip.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Moving on.
All right. Let's.
Oh.
Yeah. Go ahead. You can play it.
Okay.
Really quite ferocious. It's when a huckster takes some lies and makes them sound precocious by saying them in Congress or a mainstream outlet. So disinformation's origins are slightly less atrocious. It's how you hide a little lie. It's how you hide a little lie. It's how.
No, I want to punch her in the face. No, didn't she sing like at a bar, like with a piano, like karaoke or something? She sang some other song.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, it was a Christmas thing or something. That's what I remember her from there. Not this one.
This is so punchable, but there's something. I don't think I could.
No. Well, no. I know when she started talking, probably. You know, it's one of those things where.
Even if she started moaning, it'd be in that tone. You know, that's how you hide a little lie.
I don't know what her speaking voice is, but
doesn't
I
matter.
don't care to know.
This idiot would sing every chance she gets.
Right.
She thinks she's got a killer voice.
Sure, yeah.
And
Quite
she
the
cannot.
performer.
Yes. Yes. Let's hear the rest of it.
No, I don't want to.
Please.
Fuck, I don't want to.
How you hide a little lie when Rudy Giuliani shared bad intel from Ukraine. Or when TikTok influencers say COVID can cause pain. They're laundering disinfo and we really should take note and not support their lies with our wallet, voice or vote. Oh, information laundering is really quite ferocious. It's when a huckster takes some lies and makes them sound precocious by saying them in Congress or a mainstream outlet. So disinformation's origin seems slightly less atrocious. Woo.
Ugh.
Yeah, no.
Who is putting these fucking people in charge?
Well, that's the same. I mean, listen.
I know.
Do you see the list of characters that's going on in there? That's the most normal of them all.
It's just
Rick,
hilarious.
and then the fucking luggage stealer.
Yeah, Sam Britton.
Yep.
Yep.
So, yeah, you answered your own question.
Dude,
who's putting these people in charge?
Did you see KJP? That's her name, right? KJP.
Yes.
That fucking moron.
KBJ, isn't it? Killer Blowjob? Oh, no, that was that's the Supreme Court judges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony Brown Jackson. Yeah,
Yes,
KBJ.
that's Killer Blowjob.
Blowjob. Yeah.
And then the other one is the new press secretary.
No, this one is like, she's just got a booklet like this every day. She's like, here's the way we feel about everything. She's just reading
today.
everything. Just
She has to get notes every day because
every day.
Yeah.
Did you see her press conference a couple weeks ago? Probably not. She comes on, she's like, we're so proud of this administration. Do you know that we have the most diverse cabinet of any in the history of the world? We've got this many dikes. We've got this
That's the most important thing is diversity, not efficiency.
How's that working out for you? Right? It's like
Not production.
We've got this many trans assholes. We got this many homos. We got this many fucking dykes. We got this many blacks. We got this many bitches.
Which would be great if you weren't,
It's like,
doing
okay,
shitty
but
jobs.
yeah, well, that's all you can brag about because the jobs they've done have been such shit. Yeah. All you can do is be like, yeah, but
they're bi.
She likes
they're
pussy.
non-binary, so
They're-
there's
yeah.
that.
Well,
Non-fireable.
yeah, but what about Pete Butt? He stinks, and they're just like, yeah, but he loves cock.
Yeah.
Did I mention that? He loves cock. I guess. Well, what about this idiot over here? Yeah, well, she's black, so
Next.
take that for what it's worth. What about Sam Brinton? I mean, he's fucking.
Gone.
Well, we don't know what he is.
He's gone.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Way to fuck that up, by the way, Sam. If way to stop in its tracks the idea that maybe these people are a little mentally unstable.
Yeah, right.
Way to make that fucking,
You had a real opportunity there
Yeah, you did.
to make strides.
Yeah.
For the team.
and you fucking failed miserably.
Shit the bed.
Shit the bed, as
Absolutely.
they say. Yeah, yeah. He fucking tripped on his own shoelaces and fumbled at the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
He was about to walk into the end zone for his community and instead decided to go, oh, just in case there was any doubt about the mental illness and well-being of people like me,
Yeah. Here you go.
I give you myself.
Ta-da.
Here I am, fucking kleptomaniac, stealing women's clothes at the airport.
And wearing them.
Yeah. Nice job, Sam.
Well done.
Yeah. So they're subpoenaing Nina Jankowicz, who was the Soup administration's short-lived disinformation czar. Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan from Ohio said Jankowicz.
I'm a Jim Jordan fan.
I am too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing some pretty good things.
He is. He's not afraid of like, oh my God, the woke mom's coming after me. Like, it takes a special person to be like Ron DeSantis and go, eat dicks. I don't care what you think.
Right.
Sorry. I'm in charge, so sorry. And that's kind of what Jim Jordan does.
And stay on point from everything I've seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like, okay, don't try and bullshit. Just answer the fucking question.
So Jim Jordan says Jankowicz and 2 other targets for subpoenas ignored voluntary requests for a transcribed interview. We have repeatedly sought information from you concerning your official actions and duties as a DHS employee and former executive director of the board, including how the board intended to define disinformation. Good luck with that. We've been trying to get him to define that for years.
Right.
You'll get nowhere with that. It's like hate speech.
Yeah.
Just define hate speech.
Yeah, well, you can't because it's it's an ever evolving enigma.
Right.
It's a very fluid situation.
Yes. How it planned to collect information and from what sources, how it anticipated countering disinformation, and how it proposed to protect First Amendment rights. Those are great questions. Chip Slavin, the former interim executive director and CEO of the National School Boards Association, and Viola Garcia, the former president of the NSBA, also received subpoenas. They co-signed the September 21 letter to President Dementia requesting federal law enforcement assistance to target parents voicing concerns at the local school board meetings. That letter led to a memorandum that directed the FBI to establish a threat tag to investigate Americans. That was when I was like, oh no, this has gone off the deep end. Like this might not be survivable as a nation. Like if you start attacking parents who are upset with the agenda you're pushing on their children and you don't want them to have any say, holy shit. You just haven't run into the right parent yet. Because I know a lot of parents, and I know some that would just be meek and be like, I don't like this. And I know some that would fucking beat your ass. You'd be one of those. You'd be more the latter.
Well,
And rightly so. No, I like violence least of anyone. But at some point, you don't get to spit in my face and tell me it's raining. No,
I don't think violence is the answer, but would not just
sometimes
not back down.
It's not the wrong answer. Sometimes, if you're not going to listen, you're going to keep fucking with my kid, and then threaten me because I have a problem with you fucking with my kid. You might have to punch someone.
Yeah, but then that just makes you look like the fucking bad guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Not to a lot of people, it wouldn't.
Well, no, but to the vast majority, it would.
Yeah.
See,
the problem is,
that's what we're talking about. They're violent.
The problem though is how far can you get? But like you had the one guy whose daughter was raped in the bathroom, right, by the guy wearing a skirt.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, cover this up because it was the whole trans bathroom argument.
Right.
And this kid was going in there with his dick flopping around under his skirt. And they just transferred him to another school where he went on to sexually assault 2 more girls or one more girl, something like that. But he fucking did that. And so this guy, this dad,
found it,
went to the school board meeting and they beat the shit out of him. The cops roughed him up, dragged him down. He's bleeding, his gut's hanging out. He's in every paper in the country, acting like he's a monster. And it's like
domestic terrorist.
Yeah, domestic terrorist. Yeah. Like
it's one of the first times I remember like that became mainstream. That term.
Yeah.
Was with fucking parents at school board meetings.
Yeah.
Being domestic terrorists.
Yeah. And if you remember, as far as that story went, they were trying to deny that they knew anything about any sexual assault in a women's bathroom on campus, in any school bathroom. They were flat lying. They'd already known about it and transferred the kid to another school.
Yeah.
So this dad's going, wait a minute.
Then why
not only did my daughter get sexually assaulted in your fucking bathroom, now you're denying that even took place or you were aware of it? The fuck you weren't aware of it. And that's when he got vocal.
Yep.
Like, how many parents would not get vocal?
Oh, yeah.
How many wouldn't lose their absolute shit at that moment?
Shit.
Of course you would. And then he gets beat down, thrown, and made fun of, mocked throughout the country at every paper with his gut hanging out a little bit, his bloodied mouth, and being called a domestic terrorist.
Yeah, we've called it, though. That's a slippery slope. Don't fuck with parents.
Yeah.
Don't start fucking with parents.
That was the one, though, that got me like, these people know no bounds. Not only do they not give a shit at all about the citizens they are sworn to protect and, and defend and all that shit.
Yep.
Not only is that a fraud, I don't know what to make of this. Like, at no point would I have thought, really? You're going after parents? This poor fucking father whose daughter was essentially raped in the bathroom?
Yep.
You're going to treat him like that and then act like he's the piece of shit?
Yeah, it's one thing if
Holy
you're
crap.
in there screaming of a book that you don't agree with in the library.
Right,
You know,
right.
Well, this is the parent of a child, a student that was fucking assaulted.
Yeah. Think about how you would react. It wouldn't be pretty.
No, it would not.
It wouldn't.
No, it would not.
So, Jankowicz is the former executive director of the Department of Homeland Security's Disinformation Governance Board, which was disbanded last year in the face of intense criticism. It was hilarious. In a video posted to YouTube last week, Jankowicz claimed the board was subject to baseless claims that it was an Orwellian ministry of truth, and she was President Soup's chief censor. Yeah, that's what it was, Miss Jankowicz. I'm sorry. I don't know what you think you were doing.
You were a bolt in the chamber.
So Orwell's Ministry of Truth is just that. As if there's one person who can go, no, that's the truth and this is disinformation. Yeah, that's what you were, sweetheart. Sorry. I know you wanted to perform for the whole country. They sniffed you out in one day. A disinformation governance board?
Right.
Where the fuck what country are you living in?
Isn't she the czar? Didn't she get the title of a czar?
Yeah. Yeah.
Disinformation czar.
They acted like it was some sort of Orwellian ministry of truth and I was the chief censor. Yeah. Yeah. It's exactly what it was. Your little jingle that you sang. Like, who are you to decide what is fucking real and what's not? I don't know what's real in my life half the time, and it's my life.
Right.
You're going to be the judge of what's real and it's incredible.
That's what they want.
So the focus of that video, by the way, was to promote a crowdfunding effort for her to sue Fox News over coverage of her. She also claimed Jim Jordan lied about her and the work she had done.
Oh.
Good luck with that
That's not
lawsuit,
how that
sweethearts.
goes.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. Or is this just a golden parachute?
Yeah.
The money you're going to collect.
I just don't get it. I never would have thought that, like, literally half this country would be for a disinformation czar. You know, a ministry of truth.
Well, that's the thing, though, is that half the people probably aren't. But it's just like it's that dividing line. You don't have to agree like the Republicans. I don't agree with everything with Republicans, but I'm on that side.
Yeah.
You know, I don't agree with everything, right? So just like I'm on that side. Not everybody doesn't agree with it, but you're on that side.
You know what you do with that then, Troy? Here's the problem I have.
Find a third-party system?
You and I, no.
I know.
You and I find ourselves in this weird position where we're very liberal on a lot of things. And people can take that for what it's worth. They don't have to believe us. But I believe in social programs. I think the government should help the lowest struggling citizens, you know, however they can.
Fuck that.
Government programs are not bad, and they've helped a tremendous amount of people. My privilege is not lost on me of growing up in a middle-class family with two parents and having Christmas every year, and the lights were always on in the house. Like, I understand that that's not what everyone's existence has been. I can't remember what my point was. I had a bigger point. Shit. Fuck.
Good talk.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Shit. God damn it. I hate when I do that. I need some brain medicine. Can't remember anything anymore.
Just read an email.
It'll come to me in a minute. You got a
Gross.
piss, don't you?
No, what do you mean? I'm doing a little pee-pee dance.
Are you?
No, well, not really. A little bit.
By the way, Kid Rock announced he's got a show.
Going to Little Caesars, the place he abandoned?
Yeah. He is.
No Snowflakes tour?
The No Snowflakes tour. I love it. Yeah. I already got a call in for that. I'm like, Fran, let's go. Let's go to the Kid Rock show at Little Caesars.
Oh, I thought that went against everything he stood upon.
What do you mean?
Don't ask for a hometown show. Or is it he's not hometown anymore, so fuck him?
No. That would normally count, but he's only doing 4 shows.
Yeah.
And 2 of them are in Texas, one's in Nashville, and one's in Detroit.
Well, he would do a fucking 2 weeks at Pine Knob. You wouldn't ask for a fucking ticket here.
Yeah, no, I know. But
That's against your point.
When I said that to Fran last time, like, yeah, we went out to lunch or a few weeks back, and she was like, "What? I was like, yeah, I thought about going to that or hitting you up for tickets. She's like, why the fuck didn't you? I was like, I don't want to bother you at a hometown show type shit, you know. Her husband's in the band, and so she's like, yeah, no. I was like, let's go like the old days, you know. We used to go to. She's like, I don't know if we could still do it like the old days. I'm like, no, just the show,
nice.
not that. I mean, getting fucked up. She means getting fucked up and stuff.
Right.
She's like, it just sucks. Jason has to work that night, and I'm like, he does. Where's he picking up a shift at Ramshorn? I was like, oh yeah, he's in the band.
Sure.
Like that.
Well,
really?
that's the whole point.
Does that count as working that night?
Getting paid.
She's like, yeah, it just sucks. Jason's got to work that night.
That's the whole point.
Duh.
Otherwise,
So,
we'd be on your
I was
couch.
thinking about you and I going with Fran, though, and whoever else. And like, because I don't think you've ever seen Kid Rock.
I have not.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say that. Not since he was like anything, but not since the Berkeley Front, I think was the last time I saw him.
Yeah. Crazy. So I don't know, but that'll be cool, man.
Melvin in the Valley days.
Yeah. He played there quite a bit. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing him at a backyard party.
Right on.
You know,
Well,
at what was his fucking name? I don't know. I was talking to Vinny about it not that long ago. He remembers those parties.
yeah.
Joe.
You're talking about Joe
Yeah,
Schmo.
Joe Schmo.
Yeah.
Joe Schmo's backyard shit. That's where Kid Rock showed up in a fucking like full length mink and two bitches in bikinis at a summer backyard party. Like literally, I don't know, an 800 square foot house with a ratty backyard. And Kid Rock was nobody then. He was literally nobody. But yeah, man, for those that care, the tickets were going on sale, like pre-sale today, March 7th. And then Friday, March 10th, they go on sale for the rest of the world. So
All right.
Yeah.
Hopefully you got your pre-sales. Or you
no
know
shit.
the wife of somebody in the band.
Right. And Fran's the best.
Fran is
we
the
love
best.
Fran.
Do love me some Fran.
Yeah. All right, let's do a couple emails and get out of here.
Burger.
All right, Bone Job emails in. Hey guys, my family just got back from Florida. While Michigan was without power, we were experiencing record high temps in Florida. We didn't do Disney because my kids are big Marvel fans, so we did a 5-day Universal package that cost more than a 10-year-old used car. We drove down and back and stayed at Hyatt Place on the drive. They all had waffle makers. None of them had whipped creams and strawberries. Bullshit. You just didn't look for them. You just didn't look hard enough.
Sure.
Let's see here. Mike Self-Worth, thank you. I know you don't look or fish for a pity party, and I know the last episode wasn't that.
Wait, what? Oh, I'm sorry.
However,
No. Go ahead.
However, I look forward to your guys' podcast daily. Takes me out of my shitty existence and puts me in a place that's hard to fully explain. But I'll give it a shot. My wife, our 8-year-old son, and I are about to lose everything. By everything, I mean everything. We did all the right things, checked all the right boxes, and no one gives a fuck. Long story short, Chathamium, no idea how to pronounce that, he says, is a very toxic mold that was found in our apartment back in early January. Apartment complex tried to just cover it up. Nothing to see here. I caught them in the act. Kicked out the maintenance guy. I called the city, got an attorney, got the mold and air quality tested, came back with death mold. Now crashing on random couches with just the clothes we left the house with that day. Complex refused to work with our insurance guy, so that's delaying any help with renter's insurance, so no relief there. Yesterday, we finally got a guy that will/can work with our insurance, but said he would need 2 to 3 weeks due to still working down in Fort Myers with all those whose lives were destroyed by Hurricane Ian. All right, no big deal, so we thought. Now today, we got hit with the lease will be terminated effective immediately due to mold and shit. Due to mold and shit, and we have 7 days to vacate the premises. Well, unless we find a mold remediation guy who can come out and do 2 weeks of work in 7 days, we will lose all of our things, including family photos, generational items that have been handed down, my dad's ashes, all gone. But when I turn on your podcast daily and hear the stories of Fuck Around and Find Out, or back in the day with reading E's diary, hearing the Proob's voice, all life stupid shit is just forgotten about, even if it's only for 2 hours a day. You guys mean so much more to the masses out there than you think. Your little show, as you put it, is a big fucking deal to the rest of us. All the way back to the Drew and Mike days, it's been about a 30-year relationship with a voice that is and has been constant. So thank you, Mr. Walters, for a job well done. Well, thank you. That's a wonderful thing to say.
Well,
a horrible thing to say.
I was going to say, it's a shitty situation, though.
Yeah, Jesus. And that this is from a listener down in Florida. P.S. I attached some non-porn photos of the current mold situation. I don't want to see those.
No, I want to see the porn.
Where's the porn stuff?
Okay. Is there any information? I mean, to try and help these people? Is there any?
I don't know. What
Okay.
I mean,
fucking whatever. Don't clothes, furniture. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure we could probably figure something out, but
Yeah.
we should follow up on that and see if there's something we can do to try and help out.
yeah. I mean,
You know.
I know the listeners have
Because that
been
stuff.
generous
I mean,
over the years, but
yeah. Well, I mean, not even necessarily financially. Just whatever. on some
financially
level.
always helps.
Well, it does help, but I mean, whatever. Even if it's, I guess they're in Florida, so it makes it a little more difficult. But
Yeah.
financially is probably the only way. But if there was some way to help, I'm sure that people would be interested. That's a fucked up situation. I would imagine, hopefully overall, when it's all said and done, they come out on the right side of this. The problem is it's going to take so long, and they're in the meantime they're fucked.
Yeah.
So-
The problem is too they're in Florida.
Yeah.
Which makes it a little more difficult to do stuff here. But
That's what I said.
yeah, we do know people though.
We do know people.
I don't know if they'll take our calls anymore.
Reach
but
out.
We do know some people.
Get a hold of Big Ron down there. Have him take care of some
Who's
business.
Big Ron? Oh, DeSantis.
So yeah, I'll put a call in. I'll text him.
Okay, we can. We can hold these emails.
Okay.
Send your emails. Walters@DetroitCast.com. Please check out radiofor1.com while we're at it. Patreon, our Patreon page is there. That's the best way to support the show. And you guys know the spiel. We'll talk about it more tomorrow. But why don't we call it a day there? Thank you, everybody, for listening. We certainly appreciate it. Hang in there, Scott. If there's anything we can do, let's keep the contact lines open. And I know we've got some amazing listeners. I don't know if we used to. I don't know if they're still listening, but we used to have connections with some listeners.
There's that pity party again.
Yeah, it's not a pity party. It's a fucking fact. It's not a pity party at all. Yeah, so keep us in the loop, and we'll do what we can on some level. All right, buddy. See ya. Bye.